Shirvabe, SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. 3 points on the quadratic function f of x are given in the table. If g of x equals to f of x positive 4, what is the y-intercept of the function g of x? Okay, to get the y-intercept of the function g of x, first we have to know the quadratic function f of x, because only if I know f of x, using this information I can get the function g of x, then I can get the y-intercept of the function g of x. Okay, to get the quadratic function f of x, we have to use the table. Okay, since f of x is a quadratic function, let's write it in standard form. That is f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. This is a quadratic function in standard form. Now we have to get the values of the constants a, b and c. Okay, now to get the values of a, b and c, use the given 3 points of the function f of x in Desmos. Okay, now let's go to Desmos, click on the positive sign, then table. And here let's give the first point as input, that is -9 and 155. The second point is -3 and 227. Third point is 3 and 155. Now we have to give this quadratic function f of x as input in Desmos. When I give this quadratic function as input in Desmos, instead of f of x, I have to use y1, because here we have y1. And instead of equal sign, I have to use the tilde sign. And for x over here and here, I have to use x1 that we have in Desmos. So that is a times x1 square positive b times x1 positive c. So now I have to give this one as input for the quadratic function f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. Okay, now let me give the function as input, that is y1, y subscript 1, then tilde sign, ax subscript 1, it has to be square, positive b times x1 positive c. Okay, here I got the values of the constants a, b and c. A is -2, b is -12 and c is 209. Okay, now we can rewrite this quadratic function f of x as for a, let's plug in -2, that is -2x square, and for b we have -12, that is -12x. For c we have 209. Okay, now we got the quadratic function f of x. Now let's get the function g of x, that is g of x equals to, we have a f of x positive 4. Already we got the stuff for f of x over here. Now to get the stuff for f of x positive 4, we have to plug in this x positive 4 for each x in the function f of x. Okay, then we get g of x equals to -2 times x positive 4 the whole square, -12 times x positive 4 positive 209. Okay, now to get the y-intercept of the function g of x, we have to plug in x equals to 0. In any case, if I want to get a y-intercept, I have to plug in x equals to 0. So let's plug in x equals to 0 over here in the function g of x. Then we get g of 0 equals to -2 times. When I plug in x equals to 0, it will become 0 positive 4. That is just 4. That is -2 times 4 square. -12 times. When I plug in x equals to 0 here, it will become 0 positive 4. That is 4 positive 209. Now let's evaluate the value of this expression using Desmos. Okay, here we have -2 times 4 square. Let me give the input. And then we have -12 times 4 positive 209. Okay, here when I evaluate the value, I am getting 129. That is g of 0 is equal to 129. So actually this is a y-coordinate of the y-intercept, because I got this value when I plug in x equals to 0 into the function g of x. Usually we write y-intercept as a point, that is 0, the y-coordinate of the y-intercept, that is 129. So this is the y-intercept of the function g of x.